All right, let's jump right into this explainer. Today we're unpacking the highly targeted platform and messaging strategy behind Matt Grant's 2026 congressional campaign for Missouri's 2nd District. And we're doing it through a very specific lens, the perspective of a local Missouri parent. We're going to look directly at the campaign's primary source materials to figure out exactly how they are attempting to reach these voters.
So, imagine you're a parent in Missouri, right? You're looking at the future of your district. Well, this campaign builds its entire foundation around answering that specific highly emotional question. If you look at their voter guide, it repeatedly emphasizes that the August 4th primary is absolutely crucial for the direction of the district, and they want to frame that entire direction around one thing: the well-being of local families.
A neighbor, a dad, and a problem solver. That quote gets right to the heart of Grant's central branding. By leading with this, the campaign immediately establishes him not as some career politician, but as an everyday member of the community. The materials highlight that he's an Eagle Scout and a litigator with over 2 decades of experience. But honestly, more importantly for their messaging, they really emphasize his core values. Things like families, fair justice, honesty, service, and opportunity. It's an appeal that speaks directly to the protective instincts of a parent.
Section 1. Reforming family courts.
Our family courts are supposed to protect kids. Too often, they don't. The campaign leans really heavily on this stark premise. They use this exact phrasing across multiple platforms to connect directly with the anxieties of local parents who might feel the system is failing their children behind closed doors. In fact, the campaign materials state that fixing this broken trust is the primary reason he's actually running.
And that brings us to Grant's signature legislation, the Child Protection Act. That acronym stands for Corruption Hiding Inside Legal Dockets. According to the campaign platform, this proposed 2027 act aims to eliminate corruption by tying Title IV-D federal grant money directly to state family court compliance. So it's a structural policy, sure, but it is entirely framed as a direct shield for local kids.
The really crucial point here is how the campaign frames him. He's not just a concerned dad, he's a whistleblower attorney who actually took this fight to the highest levels. The materials are very explicit about pointing out that he didn't just complain about the system, he literally filed a RICO case in federal court. This messaging is perfectly designed to assure parents that he, quote, does not just talk, he takes action.
Section 2. Term limits and bureaucracy.
The campaign sets up a really sharp contrast here. On one side, you have the Washington insiders who cling to power. On the other side, the citizen representative. The materials argue that insiders treat Congress as a lifetime career and just answer to lobbyists. Grant, however, proposes term limits for both the House and the Senate, applied with a grandfather clause. The narrative presented to the voter is essentially that he wants to fix the problems and actually come back home to his community, rather than staying in Washington forever. And instead of just talking about big government in these abstract terms, the campaign lays out a deliberate, 2-step plan to bring the workforce down. Step 1 is a federal hiring freeze to stop the growth. Step 2 involves early retirement packages to trim the workforce fairly. The campaign script book specifically uses the phrase, "without chaos." They really want to reassure families that their approach to shrinking the government is going to be responsible and measured.
Section 3. Lowering the family tax burden. You'll notice the messaging repeatedly utilizes words like fraud and waste. This is used to argue that working families in Missouri's 2nd District are footing the bill for Washington's excess. The platform promises to lower taxes, quote, the honest way. They explicitly state they're going to do this by cutting that waste and shrinking the number of employees. Ultimately, it's a promise to return hard-earned money to local parents without relying on what they call political tricks.
Section 4. Targeting the local voter. Now this is where it gets really fascinating. The campaign utilizes a highly structured campaign script book. Think of this as a massive matrix. It takes those core emotional parental concerns like family courts and family budgets and mathematically slices them for every possible audience in the district. It's an incredibly disciplined approach to political communication, and it's designed to ensure every single message feels like it was written directly for your specific family.
336. That is the staggering total number of specific, ready-to-record scripts generated by this single campaign playbook. No joke, every single one of them is meticulously measured against its runtime, its word count, or its character budget.
So how do they reach that 336 number? Well, they cross-reference their 4 core issues across 6 specific geographic zones. Places like St. Louis County, Jefferson County, and Gascona County. Then they form out those for 14 different media sizes.
They've got everything scripted out. We're talking everything from a 15-second social media video to a peer-to-peer text message, all the way up to a 5-minute stump speech.
By simply swapping the geographic inserts in the script, the campaign ensures every single voter feels like they're having a hyperlocal, neighbor-to-neighbor conversation about federal policy. If you live in West St. Louis County, you hear about the family squeezed in West St. Louis County. If you live in Crawford County, well, the script is tailored exactly to you. It's literally a machine designed to make macro politics feel incredibly personal.
So they've built this massive matrix of communication, and it all points back to one core identity, the concerned parent. But as we look ahead to August 4th, we have to ask ourselves, will this mathematically precise, incredibly disciplined appeal to local anxieties actually translate into genuine trust at the ballot box? Can a machine-like approach to messaging truly capture the very human heart of a Missouri family? I guess we'll just have to wait and see.